Louis, was there ever a time when you wanted to give up? And what got you through that experience? Now, I'm going to take your question in the most general sense of it. Many people will ask this type of question regarding my spiritual training, this ministry, but I'm going to use this in the most general sense because there are many genres, many areas in someone's life where the opportunity or the pondering of, I just want to give up, comes up. So for me, was there ever a time I wanted to give up? Yes, more than I can count for most of the years of my life, if that makes it simple. And yes, many times, even beyond the threshold of enlightenment, the thought still comes. Remember, temptation never leaves you. The only thing that changes is you leave it. So that type of thought, I would venture to say, chances across the mind of almost every human being in fairly recurring regularity throughout their lives. Not necessarily the same timing, but that it doesn't just come once and leave. It comes and goes in different points and times on different subjects with different levels of severity. So yes, that thought comes, and even in near present time as well. So what gets me through that, what got me through that experience, the biggest gift, and it's a twofold answer to this. One is pulling back the lens, looking at your situation, whatever the circumstance is, whether it's your job, your marriage, your partnership, your body, if you're having health problems, whatever it is, your business, pulling back the lens and looking at your circumstance from a wider perspective. Because sometimes if we look through this little pinhole, we get caught in the moment-to-moment circumstance and we don't see the wider implications. And coupled with that is taking the attention off yourself. When the focus turns inward, woe is me, and look what's happening, and how could this happen, you shrink. So you take your attention off yourself, pull back the lens, and you see the wider implication. The third part is you let your focus drift now toward the greater vision. What is the gift in this? What is the blessing in this? Why or how would God allow this to happen in my life? Obviously, there are reasons for this, and you let your soul and your being soar into those realms, and then you steep also, number 4, let yourself steep in gratefulness. I am so blessed. I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful for these circumstances, and everything starts to change. It truly, literally does. You start to see the wider meaning of things, the greater implication and application of your scenario, why you drew it in the first place, the gifts it's offering you for growth and expansion, and a higher sense of purpose that's outside of the milieu of your wants and selfish wants and needs and sense gratification. You start getting into more the realm of cause and effect and the implication of the divine will and plan for your life, and that diffuses it almost all the time. And you offer it to God. Say, here, thy will be done. And it works every time. The attention, when it turns inward, everything shrinks and contracts. When it turns outward and you pull back the lens, you get a wider perspective. And I don't have time to do it, but I use in my seminars and retreats, I use these little visual tools to demonstrate that, that distortion in perspective when our focus becomes too narrow. So I don't have the time to show you one of those visuals, but that's the principle behind it. When your focus becomes too narrow, you lose sight of the greater meaning and truth. You lose sight of perspective. So you simply reverse that process, and that unravels the distortion and the trauma that comes from it.